Good morning. Oops, not the morning. Thanks for joining me. I'm here with Stephanie Wolfson. She's an attorney with Bell Shaw, formerly with IDFPR, and we are going to talk about compliance. This is something that every real estate broker needs to know and absolutely doesn't know. So we're going to touch on a few topics today, mostly digital and social media advertising. Stephanie, tell us high level what we need to know.
So there are a lot of rules that have changed in the last couple of years. So if you have not visited IDFPR's website, a great way to make sure you're up to date on all the details, since we're not going to cover it today, would be to hit up their website and check out the rules. It's a lot easier to read than the statute, which is super dry, and why you have attorneys like me. So generally speaking, digital marketing and paper advertising, same requirements on a high level, include your name or team name, include your brokerage, the location of your brokerage if you're advertising a specific property, location of the property, and obviously be accurate, not misleading, current, and stuff like that.
We talked earlier about font size. Tell us what that means and what brokers have to understand. Is this something as a brokerage we also need to audit for every single advertisement?
So typically, the agents are supposed to be self-policing. If they are advertising, they need to make sure that if they have a team name, for example, that it's not the team name in this size font and then the brokerage name in this size font. The names of that person who's advertising and the sponsoring brokerage, they have to be the same size font, or if it's a logo that includes the name, then same size logo.
Okay, compliance is really the buzzword. So there's some compliance issues. Give us like the top 3 compliance issues that people are getting fined for.
That's hard to say, the top ones that people are actually getting fined for through IDFPR. But what I'm still seeing a lot of people make mistakes on over and over again, even though the rules have now been in place for a couple of years, is misleading team names. And people are using team names even if they're an individual and don't have a team. So just making sure that their own branding is on point so that you don't get dinged. There is a specific list on IDFPR's website of terms you're not allowed to use in your team name, such as company, realty, real estate, and things that you would want to put in a team name. But if you don't do it the right way, you can get hit by IDFPR.
Okay.
And then also making sure that everything is within your bio or somewhere that's one click away. So a lot of times if people are using Twitter or something with a character restriction, they are not putting the information that they're required to have in their advertising in that post. But if it's one click away, you're good. What people are messing up, so say Facebook. Let's say you have an individual profile, but then you have a professional profile. If you accidentally share something from your individual profile and your individual profile doesn't have your bio and the required information, then you can get hit.
And just so you guys know, IDFPR is not out there feet on the street looking for fines. Most people are getting fined by trolls and or competitors, right?
They're getting turned in a lot by their competitors, by trolls, as you could say, because like you said, IDFPR does not have the manpower to be out there policing it.
They just don't, right?
So a lot of people get away with a lot of bad stuff, and people are always like, but so-and-so did it. That doesn't mean it's right. It's not a defense.
Misleading images, virtually staged. Let's make sure we're categorizing those appropriately, brokers. That's really important, something people get dinged on. Misleading listings, if it's an active listing, make sure it's active and not under contract, because if you're posting a listing and implying that it's active, that's actually a penalty.
There is an entire rule just about taking down when either the listing agreement expires or a property closes, taking down advertisement.
Yeah.
Yes.
The big one that we're going to end with, IDFPR loves this, nicknames.
Yes. So make sure that if you have, let's say your name is Ed, people don't know if that's your full name or if it's Edward, Eduardo, etc. They can't look up your license, and the department requires that. So you have to register nicknames with the department if you're going to use them in your advertising.
Just to scare people, what are fines? Like, what do they range from? Are we talking
gosh.
like 100,000, 10,000?
So typically the cap is about $10,000 per instance. But I mean, they're not trying to bankrupt you. So usually, I oftentimes will see fines that are like $1,000 or $2,000. And sometimes they'll have you do continuing education in lieu of or in addition to fines.
Love it. Stephanie, tons of great information. All your info will be on this video. If you have questions, reach out. She's a fantastic transactional attorney with Bell Shaw. Hit her up
watch
with any
those
questions.
hashtags.
Yeah. Love that.
Careful of those.
Thanks again for joining us.